Good morning, everyone. Welcome or good evening. So now is really something weird has happened on my computer, which has never happened before. Okay, here we go. I just had only me seeing me and nothing else on my screen. Good morning, Mei Jen is here, Alex is here, Elmao is here, Gail and Colin is here, and Dr. Teresa from, I think it's Canada with a .ka at the end, ca at the end. So today we are going to talk about the 100-day course, and we, of course, are here also to answer all your questions that you might have about joining this course. Because from what I can see, maybe Gail, I think you have done that 100 days, and then of course we have Katie and Deborah Ann here as well. Welcome and good morning to you two as well. And then my co-host this morning is Carol K. Ray. Good morning.
Good morning.
So
Good
before we
evening
actually,
today.
yeah, wherever you are. So before we kind of really dive into the call, Carol would like to lead us what we always do in most cases on the calls, to take us from our head into our heart and kind of calm down. Okay, Carol, go ahead.
Okay. So I was going to first ask you to, if you can, and you can't always do this, but if you can, to sit up straight with your feet on the floor so that we're grounded. And we take in that surge of energy from through our feet up to our belly, into our chest, and take a deep breath together from the belly up. Inhale through your nose. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale through your mouth very slowly. Inhale from your belly, then the chest. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale very slowly. Turn that light green in your heart, that it's open and receiving. And another breath from the belly to the chest. Hold 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale slowly. And with your hands over your heart, I am love. I am loved. I am at peace. Back to you, Cornelia.
Okay, thank you, Carol. So I guess what I'd like to start with is actually hand it over to whoever is here and want to ask what are your questions about the call, and then we can kind of go into the what is the call, the whole 100 days all about. Are there any questions? Has anyone any idea what it is, or are you actually, what are your expectations when you think about a 100 days course? What is, so maybe I just go into a quick gallery view so I can see everyone. Who, Candy, can I ask you first? Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm a former student, and so I just have not been back into the material for a while. So I just jumped in to hear a little bit about, this doing it again. And was wondering how the whole detox worked along with it. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, so I will answer that question actually right away. So the detox will be coming when we talk in the within the program. We are talking mainly also about the 6 keys of Siddha Veda, which is the basic of Siddha Veda, and what Dr. Noram taught his students and also his patients. And within those 6 keys, one of them is what's called Panchakarma and home detox. And this will be most likely around week 7. or 8. And then we are actually explaining what that is. And everyone then can decide whether you want to do a 7-day detox, if depending on where you are, or you can do a 30-day detox. But in order to do that, it's actually a prerequisite that you have then, if you haven't done so yet, that you have a consultation first with a Vaidya. Because when you go on a 30-day detox, depending on your conditions or everyone's conditions, it's not safe to do it. So we need to figure that one out first. And then also depending on if you want to take these supplements, you can take supplements with it and do a really deep detox, or you can just decide to do kind of mung bean detox for about 30 days. That is also a possibility. So that is up to each one. Okay. And whether to repeat or not, Deborah Ann, I think you did it twice. Am I correct last time? So if you want to speak to that. Yeah, I just unmuted you.
There I am. So the 100 days, the beauty of having the choice of the detox and is knowing what you are willing to commit to at the moment, and then meeting with the Vaidya gives you a really good sense of what it is your body is trying to do and how best to help it through. And doing it with a group and having the ability to ask questions made it so much easier, because every detox I've been through, and even the 100-day courses that I've been through, is just a little bit different because I'm meeting at a different place. Even though the material might be the same, I'm meeting it at a different place and I'm hearing things differently than I did. And each one has improved my ability to understand my body, which is just fabulous. Is that what you wanted for me to respond to?
Yeah, this one, and also what kind of benefit you, because you also did the 100 days more than once.
Yes.
And so that also, why did you choose to do it a second time?
I chose to do it a second time because there is just a vast amount of information, and I'm really aware that we learned that it's about becoming, and the information is just helping you incorporate. And so doing it the second time allowed me to actually solidify some of the concepts, and then gave me because we were doing it in a group, and some of these things you do right away and then they kind of fall to the wayside, and then you have the opportunity to go, oh, I remember that was good, let me try that again. And then the second time it solidified things so that it became part of my life. And that was the biggest benefit, because all of the ancient secrets there, just integrating mind, soul, and spirit, and what do you want, and understanding how all the doshas and we learned about the dhatus and how those all relate. For me, I need to know why somebody asked me to do something, and if I don't understand why, guaranteed I won't do it. But if I understand why, it makes more sense to me how this thing all works together. And so I want to do it again, just because the information. This is why I took the 3-year program, because I thought, oh my gosh, the 100-day gave me so much information. The 3 years got to solidify it. And there's been a lot of personal growth for me along the way. And I will highly recommend it to anyone who's looking. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Deborah. And because for me, when I did, I have to admit, I actually wrote a book about health and healing before I came into contact with anything to do with Ayurveda and Siddha Veda, and meeting Dr. Clint. And I thought that I knew quite a bit about health and healing, but I had no idea about the difference between what I thought was health and how Ayurveda and Siddha Veda considers health. Because in the Western world, we always have conditions, and then we have one condition, and then we have a treatment plan. But we don't really consider that everyone is different, which is what Ayurveda and Siddha Veda does. When they look at the person, then they say, yeah, you might have a condition, and over here I have a person that has the same condition. But because of what is called their constitution, the treatment plan might be completely different. And that is something that you're going also to learn here, at least the basics, in this 100-day course, to understand what is your basic, what's called your dosha. Often it's a combination of two, and how do they affect everything in your life? And then also when you have certain conditions, how are they involved in that? Because depending on that, that is how the Vaidya, an Ayurvedic doctor, would decide what treatment course to take. And this was for me really mind-opening experience when I learned about that, because I saw that this is actually the right way to go, because we are really everyone is different, and what we do in the normal treatments, it's always kind of one size fits all, and that's not the case. And so that was really, when I learned it, I was so excited about it, and but I was similar to Deborah, and I wanted to learn more. And so I did a lot of study after that, and then also embarked on the 3-year course. And I also had the opportunity from Dr. Clint to do some teachings in the 100-day course, which I'm going to do as well this time, because that is just my passion, to share the knowledge of the ancient secrets and the Siddha Veda Ayurveda, because I definitely see the benefit that it brings into everybody's life if we really do it. And Carol, what is your, and then we go back to questions.
When we were doing the 100 days, I guess 2 years ago, mid-February, we had one of the worst natural disasters we've ever had in the state of Texas. We lost our power for 8 days, no water for 10 days. My daughter fell and broke her foot during the ice storm, and I had hypothermia. My temperature was literally 94.7 because I was trying to get buckets of water to defrost so we'd have be able to flush toilets, little things like that. And the materials were printed off, and I'm a tree hugger, tree saver by nature, but this is one time I would highly, highly, highly recommend print the materials, have them in a binder, make copious notes, and have that to go back to again and again. And as you go deeper and deeper, you can go back to those like, oh yeah, this is the basics of that. So having those materials when we had no internet, no resources, was really helpful. And I was able to, well, I gave us all parasites. I had a water well. And when we did get power back, I was able to, finally have water, but the public water was still out. But it didn't occur to me that it'd been stagnant and it could be parasitic. So I gave the dog, the cat, my daughter, myself, parasites, and luckily had remedies that I was able to give us. So in a natural disaster situation, 100 days can be life-saving, literally. It's an amazing thing. But the thing that is even bigger and more important is this is a lot of information, but that's not what this is about. It's not about knowledge. It's not about information. It's about transformation, internal transformation, loving ourselves so much that we wake up and want to do what's right for our body for a change, and not what's right for everybody else, what's right, it's what's right for my body now. And take that spoon of ghee and eat those mung beans and have the comfort of saying, I love myself enough to do this, to help be the best version that I can be. And that's what it's really about. Can you be the best version of yourself? And it's not an easy process. Going through detox, about the 3rd day, little headache flaring up and some noise from the bacteria going, "I need sugar." But if you can get past those things and to a place of equanimity where your mind is at peace, your heart is at peace, your body is comfortable, what a huge transition that can be from the vata running around, plate spinning, always in a hurry and always kind of on the edge. It brings you down and helps you center and just helps you be the best version you can be of yourself.
Yeah, thank you, Carol. Yeah, it's really about, as Dr. Naram would always have said, there are three things. There's knowing, there's doing, and then there's being. And he would definitely prefer the being. So how do you get from knowing, which is definitely what this course in a sense is about, because we are giving information. But as Deborah Ann just said, once you understand things, then you are much more inclined to do things and even see what habits you might have or what is going on in your body. Because when we talk then about the different elements that make up, so there are 5 main elements, as you will then also learn in that the Siddha Veda and Ayurveda talk about, which are ether, air, fire, water, and earth. And your body is a combination of those 5 elements. And depending on what's predominant in your body, you have certain characteristics, let me put it this way. And they are also helping then Vaidya to help to treat you, but it also helps you to recognize certain things in yourself. And that was for me a big thing, because I hadn't understood, I had no idea what this was. And when I got that knowledge about that, suddenly it became an inner knowing. And then I was doing the things that we are supposed to do in the 14 weeks, because every week you will have a challenge activity. So besides learning the stuff, you also are doing things. And over time, this learning, doing becomes a being. So you become actually that, what you're doing all the times. And it takes a lot of time. Some things happen quickly, but others take a little bit longer. And it's really about the consistency also of doing that. And also, I don't know who has read the book of Dr. Clint, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer. I'm just going quickly in the gallery view. So whoever has read that, then you know that Dr. Naram was asked to come for 100 days. Every single day he wanted to learn from his master. And his master said, come tomorrow. And he did that for 100 days. And then he really nearly had enough and was really desperate, because he really wanted to learn. And if you read the book, then you know the story, how it went. But these 100 days was already the beginning of the teaching, because he had to change a lot of his expectations, a lot of his mindsets, a lot of his attitude in order to kind of stay there for 100 days. And that is also what Baba Ramdas, his master, was looking for. It's not something that you can just do. You have to also have the right attitude to become a master healer, what Dr. Naram wanted to become. And so that is all part of what we are going to do in these 14 weeks. It's taking you through some knowledge that we are giving you, to you doing it, to also becoming it, to be it. And that is really what has happened for actually everyone who has been and gone through the 100 days in one shape or another. Carol,
are we
the
ready
way you're
for
sitting,
Dr.
I
Clint's
think you want to
video?
talk.
Are we ready for Dr. Clint's video?
I'm just
I have it queued up if you'd like.
yeah, let me just see. I just want to answer the questions before
Oh,
we
sure.
go too far. Would the Healthy Meat Detox kit be included in the price? No, it's not, because that is an option, and not everyone who is being on the course is going to take it, and is going to do even the 30 days. They might decide only 7 days, so that would not work in that way. So everyone that would be on top of it. but then the group experience that will be, of course, included, and all of that, and the material to it, and all the information that you will get, that is included, but not the herbs themselves. What was it? Someone asked, Teresa asked, yeah, it is possible to pay in installments. So you, I can set it up for you that you can pay in 3 payments. That is not a problem at all. So that can be done. And El Mau had just his hand up before we go to Dr. Clint. El Mau? Oh, he must have been kicked off because he just is, he's no longer here. Okay, so he's probably coming back. Okay, Carol, go ahead.
Are you hearing it?
No, it's not playing.
It's not playing. Ah, got it.
No, you couldn't open it.
Nope, it says check my internet connection. So you want to try it on your side?
Yeah, I'll try it on my side. I have it also. So it's good that we have several things. Let me just, I need to share my sound, and so you should see it now. So let's see if it's playing here, but I have downloaded it.
I did.
Welcome to this intro call about the 100-day course experience in the Ancient Secrets, which, you know, if you've read Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, you'll know I started out very much as a skeptic. You know, the subtitle is a Western skeptic, an Eastern master, and life's greatest lessons. Well, these are really life's greatest lessons. And reading a book, you can get many things, but actually experiencing it, you'll get, Dr. Ram says, there's knowing, there's doing, and there's being. And in this experience, this 100-day experience, you'll know some things in a way that you'll actually have challenge activities. You'll do something every week that will change your being. And we've had so many countless experiences, miracle kind of beautiful experiences where people's whole lives have changed. Health situations reversed, even financial abundance coming, relationships healed. You'll get more clarity on who you are in this big changing world in which there's so much noise and distraction. Things are changing at such a fast pace. How do you tap in so that instead of being a consumer of the fear, you're a creator of what you want on this planet? Using the ancient wisdom that came from masters, not only Dr. Ram, but this whole lineage that goes back to the position of Buddha. His name was Jivaka. And in such a powerful way that you can literally change your life forever. There's life before and life after, but life will never be the same. And thank you so much, because even the fees for the course go to benefit these orphan kids, where I'm headed actually right now to India and Nepal, where I'm going to be with these kids and I'm going to celebrate with them that as you heal yourself, you're actually healing the world. You're benefiting these beautiful kids and benefiting everyone who will come across your path. We call it contagious healing, because as you heal yourself, everyone around you starts to benefit. I am so grateful for Cornelia because of how powerfully she's shown up on so many levels. And so she's guiding the call today, this Q&A call. This 100-day experience is a little different from the ones we had in the past. And I think it's even more powerful because it's semi-self-guided. That means you don't have to worry so much about if you're physically present on any particular time. You can do it at your own pace, in your own schedule. The main thing is that you do it. Dr. Ram says, whatever you do, whether it's cleaning the toilets or being with your child or whatever, mowing the lawn, you give your 100%. And my encouragement is that as you register for this, you realize that you want to do this with your 100%. If you never have done anything with 100% in your life before, this is one of those things that you really want to give your full self to. And in that process, it will totally transform sometimes the way that you're experiencing your body, experiencing the world, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. It'll remove certain blocks that will create a flow so that no matter what happens on this planet, you're coming from a very powerful place as a co-creator in the world that we want to enjoy, that's healthier, happier place for everyone. So from my heart to your heart, on behalf of all the masters throughout time that have preserved these ancient secrets so that you could have them now, I just want to say I'm so excited for you and that I love you, I'm with you, and thank you, Cornelia, for answering everyone's questions and preparing them for this powerful journey that's about to begin. I'm looking forward to seeing you soon as a part of this 100-day experience, this course, this very powerful course and experience in Ancient Secrets. Namaste.
So that was directly from Dr. Clint. So El Mao, is he back? El Mao, you had your hand raised just before you got off. Do you have a question?
He's muted.
Okay, I can unmute him.
You hear me?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay. I have a question
Yes.
because I've read the book, and my first experience with the physical book, when I got it, I opened it randomly, and it is at the page speaking about the 100 course, the 100 days of Dr. Naram with Baba Ramdas. It is that page that I opened. It is the first page I read. So when I heard about this 100 days experience, I said, this is probably for me. I'll do all my level best to be part of this program. But I had experienced some financial difficulties, and I wrote a message if there is a link for a scholarship so that I can attend this course. Because for me, it is, I can understand this. How can you open a book and the first page, it is that page. So I am very grateful that you opened this discussion today to talk about this course. I'm very interested, and hopefully I think that I can be part of you. That's my
We
prayer.
will make it possible for everyone to attend. Money, as Dr. Clint is saying all the time, should never be an issue when it comes to attending a course. There's a scholarship always available. And so we will sort that out with you. What's the best way for you to do it? And so I will send you I have your email address, I assume. So I will send you the link to the form that you can fill out, and then we can, and it's actually true for everyone, is if anyone is in a financial situation and cannot do it, that is definitely a possibility. We will then look at the application and then decide, but in general, we accept them because it's really about what you can make out of it. So El Mao, it will work, I'm pretty sure. And to be really honest, there is no coincidence in things like that. That you saw that as a sign to take the 100-day course is showing that it is meant for you, that you saw the connection between the two. And sometimes our life is just guiding us in this kind of way. For anyone who doesn't know me, when I met Dr. Clint, I met him at a place where I actually, as I mentioned, I've written the book, and I had presented it to a group of people, and with the idea of marketing it. And when Dr. Clint spoke about the book, that wasn't even written at the time completely, it was only in the beginning stages, and I heard what this book was all about, I realized that this is the message that needs to go out right now, which was 8 years ago in 2016. And I walked over and offered him to proofread and edit his book, even though it wasn't even written. And that is how I got involved. There was just a calling, and that was for me also a sign. I had such these goosebumps in my body when he spoke, that I took as my calling to approach him and do that and get involved in the whole thing. And that you saw this 100 days as the first page to open, that is powerful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Thank you. Thank you very
El
much.
Mao, yeah. So there are any other question? Let me see. Yeah, to see. Yeah, I will. Teresa, I will give you, did I set that one up right now? I'm actually not sure. Can you put your email address here in the chat? I need to, I'm not sure if we have the payment plan already set up at the moment, but we can definitely do that. And if anyone else needs that, then please let me know. So the payment plan is normally over 3 months. So because we are doing 100 days, so that is that covers the 3 months. And so you would pay 340 per. Yeah, Alexis, I get that. I just didn't have time yet to reach out to you to get you on the course. I will reach out to you as well. I have your email as well. So, so it's 340 per month for 3 payments for everyone who is interested. And if there's really then it's not possible, then we can also talk about that. So, and the best way to reach me would be at cornelia@myancientsecrets.com. So I also say that for everyone on Facebook. Cornelia with a C at the beginning, CORNELIA @myancientsecrets.com. And if you have any inquiries about scholarship or a payment plan, so I can accommodate you with that. Okay, so I have that one. So any other questions that anyone has? So I go again into my gallery view. That I can answer here. So if you don't really have questions, I would like to share a little bit about what we are going to cover in the 100 days. So as I mentioned, there are the 6 keys of Ayurveda and Siddha, not Ayurveda, but Siddha Veda. So there are 6 keys that Dr. Ram was always talking about. And they are, first of all, diet. So diet is very important. What foods are you taking in? And again, as I'm similar to the treatment plan, if someone is having some health issues, the same is also true when you are eating. Not all foods are good for each constitution because we are digesting food in different ways depending on what dosha is actually most prominent in a person. And that then decides more or less what is good for you for eating and what probably is not so good. And as Dr. Clint mentioned, Jivaka, who was the physician of Buddha, he who said, everything can be a medicine or a poison, depending on how you use it. And even water, simple water, can be a poison or can be a medicine, as you all know. So it always depends on who is taking it and how you are taking it. And this is something that you are beginning to learn. So first of all, the diet is a very important part. Then what we also heard already, lifestyle. What are you doing in the morning? Do you take some ghee in the morning, which is part of diet, but also a part of lifestyle? Do you, for example, scrub your tongue in the morning? When do you eat? What are your eating times? How do you react to your seasonal changes depending on where you're living in the world? There are certain seasons, and depending again on your dosha, your body is reacting to that in different ways. And so for you then to understand that, how can you Ayurveda and Siddha Veda is all about keeping you in balance. And when somebody is actually sick, means that something in the body is out of balance. So the idea of Ayurveda and Siddha Veda is to always bring us back into balance. And everything we do, when do we eat, when do we sleep, how much do we sleep, is all part of the keeping the body in balance and learning what does that even feel like to be in balance. Because for a lot of us who have already come to a certain age and are dealing with some ailments, we probably have even forgotten how it feels like to be really in balance, for the body to be really in balance. But this will definitely give you a good idea how to come back into balance. The next one is one of our favorites from everyone, are the home remedies. Because what do you have in your kitchen that you could take out and actually heal certain conditions? Certain spices that are very good for certain things, what you can put on your skin or what you could ingest in order to, for example, help if you have bloating or you have a stomach ache. And instead of going to get some pills, you can actually find something most likely in your kitchen and use those. And that is always an absolute favorite. And we also then do something that goes even beyond that, which we have also a kind of a whole part about, is what's called an emergency kit. So you're learning what spices and what things you should always have more or less with you. Also, when you travel, in case something happens, what kind of things should you bring with you? And how can you also, when something happens at home, how can you quickly react to these things? And Carol is definitely kind of our, what would I say, our expert on that when it comes to the emergency kit, because she has created so many now, because she tends to give those away as gifts when she is meeting someone. So that is one thing. Then we also have the Panchakarma. Panchakarma is normally done under the supervision of a Vaidya. So you're going into a clinic maybe for several weeks and you do certain procedures and processes that will give you then results. And the idea behind it is to detox your body. And that is a longer process and goes so much deeper, which of course we within this course cannot deliver. But we have the 30-day detox then instead, which already helps you to detox your body. And a lot of people have gotten great results just by being on like 2 weeks in the detox, and their joint pains is gone. And so a lot of things can be done just by the Healthy Me Detox, and that is what we are going to do as well. Then you learn also about herbal formulas, which are combinations of certain herbs that when taken over a certain period of time can also help you with diseases and sickness that you might have and experience. But they again can only be taken after consultation with a Vaidya, because they have then also, they have to be really designed for you and in which combination you can take them. So we are not, we are talking about those as well. And then we have also another really, really big part of what everyone loves are the Mama Shakti sessions. For everyone who doesn't know what mamas are certain points in the body that you can press. And all these points connect to the subconscious. So you can actually achieve things by pressing certain points on the body that a lot of therapies cannot even do. Like even when Dr. Clint, for example, and Dr. Naram used to do that when they had clinics, at the end of the clinic, they would have a Mama Shakti session. And then if they press certain points, for example, with someone who has back pain and cannot even bend over, just by pressing certain points, they can just do that. Or just a couple of weeks ago, he was in Austin and a lady had a frozen shoulder who couldn't lift her arm for over a year higher than about shoulder level. And by him pressing a few points on her back and neck, she was able to lift it all the way up. So these are the little bit complicated one, but there are a lot of them that we all can do. And we are teaching them all here in the course and showing them to you so you can use them on a daily basis, and they will definitely change your life because you will calm down. We have certain points that help you with pain. They will help you. And the good thing is they are not just for you, because once you know them, you can share them with anyone in your friends, your family. So this is what Clint also meant when he spoke about contagious healing, because you know now a little bit more than everyone else in your family, so you can help them. And that is also a really, really big benefit of what the 100-day course is going to give you. Then we have definitely a second session about diet, because that is really probably the most important point to start with. And we will also have some sessions where we go a little bit more into the basics of really what is Ayurveda, Siddha Veda, like what are the doshas, what are the elements, what are the tissues, and how does digestion work. So you understand a little bit more what is going on in your body. And so this is all covered in the 100 days, and it's a really, really exciting course. I just love it. I was just going through what we actually covered the last time, everything, and I was just so excited to go through all of it again. This time also again on the kind of the side where I'm showing these videos to you, and hopefully be able to answer all your questions. Talking about questions, any questions from your side? Because it's not just what that I'm speaking. Or anyone else wants to share anything? Carol?
I'll share something if no one has a question
And
immediately.
then go ahead, and then Deborah.
Okay. I started this journey almost exactly 4 years ago, after a powerful dream about healer, heal thyself, help heal the world, and then discovered there was actually a course about that in Ancient Secrets. But at that time in 2020, I was in really bad physical shape. I was 12, 15 pounds heavier. I was getting steroid injections in my bursa joints, my SI joints, every 6 months for I have advanced osteoporosis and psoriatic arthritis, and it was really painful to walk. I had a back brace and a cane. I couldn't take the stairs at work. I had to take the elevator, and I had 7 thyroid nodules, and having to have biopsies on those as they were, growing. And in 2019, I had skin cancer and had to have a Mohs procedure and big nasty incision on my face. I also was going through an incredibly difficult time emotionally because my best friend of 34 years passed unexpectedly in mid 2018, followed by my stepsister's death a few months later, followed by my beloved brother-in-law's battle with Agent Orange cancer. He died in 2019, and my stepsister fell down the stairs and broke her neck, and it was just a period of loss and loss and more loss. My daughter went into hospice and for the first time in 2018. So the emotional garbage that was floating around my body needed an outlet and a way to purge and cleanse. And that's the thing that I found with Ancient Secrets, by reading the book, by going inside, by letting go, letting go, letting go, discover what I want, not what I don't want. The tools together, along with the diet changes I made, have changed my life. At 71, I'm probably healthier than I was at 60. And I don't have a cane. I don't have a back brace. I walked 10 miles in a day in Tokyo with Dr. Clint. 10 miles. If someone had told me I could do that, I would say, no possible way. That's impossible. Anything's possible with self-love and self-worth and dedication to being the best version of you. One change that really made strides for me was after my appointment with the Vaidya, I stopped eating salads. And I didn't realize that all of the kale and the fresh spinach and all those things were adding to the toxicity of my thyroid. And today I have 2 thyroid nodules, one significantly smaller than it was 4 years ago, and the other one's stable. Now, my surgeon was thrilled with me when I last saw him a few months ago. So all things are possible, and our bodies are such a vibrant vessel, and we have to view that as this duality of the eternal spirit, the God within us, and the body who's experiencing humanity. And I just really encourage you to give this 100%. It's 90 days of your life, but it can change your life and make you into the best possible version of you.
Thank you,
Beautiful,
Carol,
Carol.
for sharing.
Beautiful, Carol. As we were, as you were sharing, Cornelia, all the thoughts just came flowing in, and I wanted to share that the 6 keys of Siddha Veda are they're deeper than they sound. So I the thoughts just came, so I wrote them down. So I wanted to share with you all. So we start with diet. There's 2 of the 6 keys that are about maintaining health, keeping yourself healthy, living a vibrant life. The other 4 keys are when we've lost that vibrant health and energy. And those 4 keys are the treatments. So we've got the diet, which is the what, and then we've got the lifestyle, which is the how, and that's what we learn in the 100 days. So the diet has to do with not only the body, but the breath, how you breathe, and Carol started us out with breath. And then the other things, the mind, what we see, what are we seeing? What are we taking into our mind? What are we hearing? What are we taking into our mind? And then our thoughts, those are addressed in Siddha Veda so beautifully with all the concepts that we learn. And then the lifestyle tells us how do we eat? How do we take in? Oh, it's beautiful, Dr. Clint.
Oh,
Anyway, that is the deeper learning that I have received from the 100 days and beyond. And I'm going to stop because Dr. Clint is here.
yeah.
No, I'm not intending to stop you. I'm so happy about what you're sharing. I actually was watching from Facebook Live, and we just got back from a big long day of meeting a great master up in a cave in a mountain with Roma Rishi. And so we just have that beautiful energy, and I just wanted to celebrate whoever's here and learning about this. And so happy to see you, Deborah Ann, sharing, and Cornelia and Carol and everyone that's here. I just know Katie and Mary and Candy, Lori, Susan, Elmo, fantastic. So good to see everyone here. Dr. Teresa, Alexis, so glad that you're here. Teresa, Linda, Luke, Colin, and I want to say Mei-Chen. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And then everyone else who's watching the recording. It's a magical opportunity to join this experience, and just trust that you're guided here for a reason, and that through this experience will not only help you, but so many people through you. And so for live from India, we just wanted to share that beautiful energy. Poonam, you want to share anything about today, just for fun? Come here.
Hi.
Yeah.
What do I want to share? We had a pretty magical day, actually. We met a Siddha, which is a type of guru that's old.
Actually, I don't know how old this one is, but I'm going to see if I can share a photo of us being with him. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see.
It's pretty mystical. It was up in the mountains, and he has this incredible temple that I've never seen anything like that before. It's huge, and there were monkeys everywhere.
Yeah.
Stealing the flower garlands that we were wearing.
Oh yeah, they would take. We were wondering why they're looking at us, because we didn't have any food, but they would take the flowers off of us and start eating them.
Yeah.
And so then we started feeding them
the
flowers. Here's a picture with Tara and Jaina feeding the monkeys.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, and this master, he had just went up into the mountain in this cave and just had a kind of a vision. Basically, he felt like God visited him, said to go there, and then anyone who comes to him could receive a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave up a business, a very successful business, and just basically only wears one piece of clothes all year.
One cloth for 365 days, and changes it out on New Year's Day the following year.
Yeah, but it reminded me a lot of the Agoris in Nepal. From here, we actually go to Rishikesh. That's where I'll be tomorrow, which is my birthday. Yay! And then we go on to meet another great master who's a 135-year-old master who is about to go through Mahasamadhi, which is intentionally leaving the body. And he called It said, "Come, please visit before I leave my body." And so all these kind of unexpected things
Yeah,
happen.
very unexpected.
Yeah, and so you never know when you step on this path. I remember I had to warn someone when they joined the Miracle Experiment game. I was like, you got to be careful when you start on this path because you never know. Maybe 1 month later you'll be in Nepal with me, and that has happened sometimes. So whether it's India, Nepal, or more importantly in your own kitchen, discovering what are the home remedies, how is everything a medicine or poison depending how you use it. And actually, this is so fun since Carol Ray is here. Look, Carol Ray, what we brought with us. We have our Ancient Secrets emergency kit. Yeah. So in the 100-day experience, you'll learn how you can use everyday ingredients. So we have cardamom powder and coriander and fennel seeds. And, we have all this emergency kit ready. And in the 100-day course, one of the things you'll do is actually make your own Ancient Secrets emergency kit. And you'll be, just from that alone, first of all, bring so much peace of mind. You never know what's going to happen on this planet. I believe we're going to go through bigger changes than we've ever seen. And, sometimes there may not be 911. Maybe there's no. I was just in New York with a private client and all of AT&T services went out. What if there's no phone service? Now, it was just a couple of days ago that all of Meta went down. So all of Facebook, Instagram, we don't know if people are testing certain system or if it's just flaws in the system. But what if there's an extended period of time you don't have a phone, but you have someone in your immediate care that needs help? Well, how cool, because in the emergency kit, it's so fun. I don't know if you can see this, but even the way that Carol Ray did it, there's like a little thing. So you can say, okay, for immunity, this helps with all these kind of things. Okay, for panic or anxiety. Oh, okay, for blood pressure. And so you not only make the kit, but you learn practically how you can care for yourself or for others in these circumstances. And I've seen so many magical things happen with that. So one of many things. I don't know what you've already talked about. I just wanted to share my love. Cornelia, anything in particular you want me to touch on? Otherwise, we can give it back to Deborah Ann, because I love hearing Deborah Ann speak. I just love hearing her perspective.
We just kind of were sharing what the course is going to contain, and we talked also briefly about the emergency kit. So it's brilliant that you actually just have it with you and sharing it, because it is really, I took it with me when I went to India and Nepal last year, and it was really not so much for me, but I was sharing with Carol, and Carol didn't have one, so she was using my spices. And and so that actually gave her then the idea that it's really a good idea to have one all the time. And then now she's actually giving it away as gifts to some people. And Dr. Clint got one, and I think Poonam got one as well. And so that is, it's really important to have those things, because we were really out there. And when you have certain conditions suddenly showing up, and you cannot just go to a doctor or pharmacy, and then you just have it in your room with you. And so a lot of us on the trip got sick. And so my emergency kit was that I actually created in 2023, last year. And I took it with me, and it was really so brilliant to have it, because so many people needed it. And so I'm so grateful to have that. And so I have it always with me when I go traveling now. I even took it to Germany, even though there's everything there, but I still took it.
Yeah, one thing, Dr.
Clint,
oh, go ahead. I was just going to add this piece that Dr. he would always want me to have my emergency kit. And part of his training of me, it's then when stuff comes up, instead of getting worried or nervous, you kind of get excited. Oh, I'm about to learn something. I'm about to do an experiment. I'm about to see how this works. And it's phenomenal. When you have that first experience, or second or third, actually, it's still fun for me, even after hundreds. But when you see someone has a situation and you can help. And sometimes you may not even have your emergency kit, but you know what marma points to press. Or you even know what questions to ask, which is powerful medicine that helps them focus their attention on certain things. I also have the herbs that I take every time I travel, because it really helps boost my immunity too, as a part of my emergency kit. Carol, and then any questions anyone has?
So I was going to ask you about the earthquake that Dr. Naram was at, and it was a beautiful audio recording of how he used the herbs to help the doctors that got sick. Do you remember that recording?
Yeah, I remember very well. Yeah, I was actually in Nepal with Dr. Naram the week before one of the largest earthquakes hit. And then he was there right after when another major earthquake hit. And there was a bunch of doctors, but they weren't used to some of the things that were coming. And even out of the ground come insects because they're all shaken up, or people get snake bites, or people have anxiety, or people, the water supply can get contaminated. So you can have, sometimes unexpected guests in your digestive system. Actually, I was in Mexico. I was speaking at an event, and there's a very famous, very well-known doctor that was there, and his wife got what they call Montezuma's revenge. And she said for weeks she was normally out. And I was going, and I was married at the time, and I was married to a woman who was a graduate from Stanford Medical School. And I was like, I want to help. And she's like, well, what are you going to recommend? And I told her what I was going to recommend. And she's like, are you serious? He's a respected researcher in medicine. He's not gonna pay any attention to what you're talking about. So already I was a little bit self-conscious, but I became really self-conscious. So I went and I said, I have something that I know is work, because I've had a very similar situation. I was about to go to the hospital, and said, Dr. Trump gave me this. And he says, what is it? I said, it's Meyer pitch. He's like, what is that? I was like, you take a peacock feather and you burn it into an ash. You collect the peacock feather, you burn it into an ash, and that's what this is. It's called Meyer pitch. And he's like, okay, and then what do we get? The toenail of a unicorn and the feather of a phoenix or something. I was like, okay. So then I was like, you don't have to do this, but I know for sure it has helped me. So we gave Meyer pitch, and also I think Ampashak and a couple other herbs that really help with removing any kind of toxins from the system. And the next day she was at lunch and doing so much better, and already eating. And then, fast forward, other situations happened where he would call and say, what do I do for this? Until at one point he called me and said, hey, Clint, when I have very difficult patients that I can't help, can I call you and see if the Ancient Secrets can help? And so that's all because I had my emergency kit. I was ready and I was willing, even if maybe I had my own doubts. I thought, okay, let's do an experiment. And the beautiful thing with the Ancient Secrets is when you understand that everything is a medicine or poison, depending on how you use it, that it's not just about the knowing, but also in the doing, something happens in your being. Really a big medicine is honestly you. Anytime Katie shows up somewhere, she's actually one of the biggest medicines. Anytime Deborah Ann is in that space, anytime Cornelia or Mary, and so in this 100-day experience, I love it that there's challenge activities that every week you're going to challenge yourself a little bit out of your comfort zone. And through that, you go beyond the knowing and the doing into the being. Instead of just information, it's transformation. And anywhere you walk on the planet, either you're a consumer or a creator. You can either consume fear and actually feed fear out to everyone around you, or you can be like a part of the solution. Dr. Trump said you can be a co-creator of what do you want. And no matter what happens on this planet, you have more confidence, clarity, compassion, all that stuff. So you can just trust whatever unexpected guests are coming as the divine. Okay, beautiful. Any other questions anyone has, or anything you want me to address, Cornelia? Linda, you had a question, like?
Yeah, Linda has hand up.
Yeah. What is the time commitment for this 100-day training?
Yeah, great question.
That's a great question.
Yeah, I love this particular one because it's semi-self-guided. So you have more time to complete than other ones because so much of the content is recorded. So what you're doing is every week you're watching one of the pre-recorded sections, and then there's a Q&A where Cornelia and I'm hoping Deborah Ann, I don't know who's going to be in those sessions, Mary, some of the other people who are in the Path Practitioner training, and they'll guide you and answer questions so you can go deep, not just in getting the information, but in the application of it. And so 100 days, technically 3 months, but you'll have an extended period of time to complete it for those that need some extra time. And some of you may want to complete it faster, but I would say don't rob yourself of the opportunity of really fully doing the challenge activities each week. Because again, it's not about information. All the information you could probably consume if you just sat down and binge watched for like a couple of days. But I don't recommend that because we wanted to go deeper. We want you to digest it into your system. Just in Ancient Secrets, Dr. Ram says that, maybe 80–90% of our health is actually the strength of our digestion. And so a big part of this is understanding, what do you do? They call it Agni in the Ancient Secrets world. what do you do to strengthen your Agni so that way it can feed your Bala, which is your life force, your strength? Yeah. Elmo, so glad you're participating. Did you already tell everyone where you're from? Where you're joining from? Can you unmute yourself? I don't know if you can unmute yourself. Let's see here.
I just unmuted him.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
Elmo, you can.
I'm from Senegal in West Africa. And
Yeah, from Senegal in West Africa. So in your cohort, this great man who's been on so many of the Sunday calls and volunteered to use all his property to grow mung beans and other things for Ancient Secrets. Anyway, a brilliant heart, definitely guided by Dr. Naram. And I believe, Elmo, definitely through you, so many people will benefit. And one thing I love about the Ancient Secrets, it's universal. It applies everywhere on the planet. So you learn, Dr. Naram says there's fruit. Most people, when they come to the Pulse Clinic or whatever, they want to taste the fruit. But then there's roots, you understand there's principles, processes, and results. So most people love the results. They know some of the processes because they did it, but they don't know the principles. And in this 100-day experience, as you learn the principles, Elmo, you'll know, oh, this is how it applies in Senegal, or anyone, how it applies to you. And it also doesn't matter where you're from in the world. It doesn't matter what religion you hold to. It's like the electricity. It works if you just know where the switch is. And so in this particular case, you're going to learn some of the powerful principles to know where that is, so you can have basically vibrant health, unlimited energy, and peace of mind at any age. Elmo, any questions you have?
Oh yes, not a question, but my gratitude for having this call, so that we understand more what we are expected to do in this 100 days experience, and to learn for ourselves, and to share what we are learning for the benefit of the others, health-wise, and probably to change the world. I know that with this, after this experience, I'll be able to help people around me, giving them the tools I have already learned, and we will duplicate it. The more people we can meet, more people we will talk about this healing experience that is a revolution, really.
So beautiful. Yeah, it's a healing revolution. And then sometimes we would call it a healing evolution.
And
Yeah. So beautiful. I'm so grateful you're here. Maybe next time, all of us on the call, can we all come to your home in Senegal?
Absolutely.
We'll make it a bonus part of everyone who joins the 100-day course. You're also welcome to come visit Elmo in Senegal.
I would love that.
So beautiful. When does it start and what does it cost? I'll let Cornelia address that. Great question, Colin. Any other questions for me Okay, so anyway, I want to thank you again, Deborah, and I definitely love listening to you. I would have just been so happy to listen to anything you have to share. I'll just pop off the call right now because we have some other things we're doing. It's already, what time is it here? 9, almost 10, 10:30, and we have an early morning tomorrow. We're heading to a different part of the country. So just want to say I love you. I'm with you, excited for everyone who, when you make a commitment to yourself, when you invest in yourself in this way, people talk about ROI, return on investment. Really, the returns are like priceless and infinite in every direction of your genealogy, and in every direction around you, your family, your community. So many powerful stories we could share, and you probably already heard some of them. So when I think about what's the cost, I also think, what's the cost of not participating? What if I could have helped someone and I just didn't spend a little bit of time to learn in my own kitchen what was the remedy that I could have made, or different things. So anyway, just love you. I'm with you, and excited for everyone who says yes to this exciting adventure. All right. Over to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Dr. Hillen, for showing up and being here with us today. It was really a pleasure to listen to you as usual. You always have so many good things to share. So I would like then to give it back to Deborah Ann, because I would like to hear what else she has to share, and then whatever questions are coming up, we will definitely answer them.
Thank you, Cornelia. That was excellent. the only thing where I was going with it when Dr. Click came in was talking about the 4 elements that are treatments and the benefit. And I was going to ask Katie to share her life and her experience because she's got an amazing story too, just like Carol and the rest of us. I mean, we all have beautiful stories.
Okay. So I wanted to say that the last night I kind of went through the materials from the last 100-day course, and it really made me want to do it again. And as I was thinking about it, I mean, it's just, we always say it's not about information, it's about transformation. And I can't really begin to describe the depth and breadth of the transformation that has happened for me since I met Dr. Clint in February of 2021. So 3 years plus a little bit. When I met Dr. Clint, I was in a wheelchair, not because I couldn't physically walk, but because pretty much any amount of physical, mental, emotional exertion would just wipe me out for days. And I had and have a diagnosis of, it's called myalgic encephalomyelitis, which is a long word for chronic fatigue syndrome. Like Carol, I used to eat a lot of salads, and I thought that my diet was super healthy. You know, I mean, organic, local, really pure, really clean, and completely wrong for my constitution. So anyway, so I was very much a skeptic when I met Dr. Clint. I had tried so many things. You know, there's people say, have you tried this? Have you tried that? It's like, yes, I've tried all the things. And then some very good friends had met Dr. Clint in Mexico and called us and said, he's going to be in Sacramento. You got to make an appointment. And I really was kind of dragging my feet. I remember going so slowly up that driveway to meet him and being very, very skeptical. And as soon as we made eye contact and I saw him, my whole nervous system just immediately calmed down. And I thought, I felt really, oh, okay. And what he said to me, one of the first things after what do you want was, it's possible. And my husband, who is very much not into this kind of stuff, now I hear him saying to people, it's possible. Anything's possible. And so what happened for me was he recommended the 28-day detox. I did that within 2 weeks. I had no pain, and I had not been pain-free for probably 30 years. So that was huge. And also like, oh, this is real. I followed his recommendations for diet and the home remedies and herbal formulas. That was in February. By August, we went to visit our daughter in Montana, and I was able to, I walked a mile, was fine. The next week, I walked 2 miles. By the end of our few weeks there, I had done a 6-mile hike with 1,000 feet elevation change. I mean, I would say it was miraculous. We said it was miraculous, but after all of this time of being involved with this community and different courses and experiences, and particularly the 100 days, I understand that it's not a miracle. It's a natural outcome of following what you can learn here. And I'm in the kind of rebuilding phase. I'm not as healthy as I will be. But I'm able to do so much more. You know, I have my life back, and not just my physical life back, but I would guess that Carol, Ray, and I know Cornelia and Deborah Ann and some of the rest of you, Mary and Luke, have seen the transformation that's happened for me. I am so much more my true self than I ever imagined I could be. I have a much better relationship with my body, with my soul. I love myself in a way that I didn't know was possible. Transformation. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Katie, for sharing that. I mean, there's really so many powerful stories, but Katie's is really exceptional. And to see what can happen in certain ways, it's not overnight, depending on what your condition is. But when it is, but it's a beginning, and understanding what needs to happen, and also trusting the process and trusting that the body actually can heal. That is one of the biggest things that for me is always relevant to say, because often enough, when we go to a doctor, then there's this diagnosis, how long, or I was told, you know, you have to live for the rest of your life with the pain you are in right now. And then I had a spontaneous remission, and that was in 1998. And since then, I haven't been in pain. So even that can be completely wrong, but actually giving everyone the hope that there are possibilities to heal. And it might take longer than we expect, but staying with it is really the key here, because what has developed in a lot of cases over a long time in the body to get us to that state cannot be reversed in a couple of weeks. But it can be the absolute turning point starting with that. Katie, you reach.
Yeah, so my experience with disease really, the switch got flipped in 1997. So this has been 3 years that there's been this much healing and transformation. I'm okay with it taking some time, you know, and Dr. Clint said it will take time, and it does. And what I wanted to say about the 100 days and the transformation that can happen there is it doesn't stop after 100 days. It's on, you know, it's ongoing. It's ongoing. And these ancient secrets work in ways that are sometimes so subtle that we don't recognize them until sometime after, when we will look back. And I'll look back and go, oh, right. I'll look back in my gratitude journal and think, oh my gosh, that was going on then, and so much has changed. So it's changes your life. It'll change your whole life. That's all.
That's all. Yeah, it is life-changing. And this is also what Dr. Clint always said, and what even Dr. Ram said. It's life-changing once you know these secrets, and then it's no longer, in a sense, as Katie was saying, a miracle, but it's actually a science that if you do the things and apply the secret tools that we are given, then the healing is going to happen. But even if you're not in any kind of illness or anything, and just want to kind of maintain what you have right now, that is also a very good way to start, because it is what, when we see that most of our diseases come from the foods we are eating, and even thinking like I was eating salads all my life because that's the way I grew up. Have lots of raw food, and for me that is not what I should eat for my constitution. But this is what I grew up with. My belief was, and to just change that tiny bit around changed my digestion, changed my weight. I lost about 28 pounds since I started with the Ancient Secrets when I went on the mung beans. And so there was really such a big shift in my body as well, just by eating what is right for me and understand that. And it doesn't mean that I don't eat every now and then a pizza or whatever. I still indulge in that every now and then. But then I prepare my body and I know what to do after that as well. But my main focus is now of staying healthy and staying in the shape I'm in. And that is so much easier knowing what I know now. And so that is, in that sense, really, really life-changing. So I just want to answer a couple of questions that came up. What are the costs? The cost for the 100 days is $1,500. But right now we do have, for everyone who is here on the calls, and also I will post it on Facebook for everyone who is on Facebook. I will post the code in once we have finished. The code is AS for Ancient Secrets 100-day special. And when you put that in, it brings the price down to $997. So you're saving about $500. If, as we mentioned, if you don't have that, there's always the possibility to ask for the payment plan that we do have. And then also, if you need to, you can also apply for scholarship. And I will post those links also on Facebook. And for anyone, and I say it again, you can also send me an email at cornelia@myancientsecrets.com. And then I will send the information to you if you need that. Any questions, any comments, anything that we can answer? Laurie, any questions? You're muted. I can unmute you. I hope I can. Yeah.
No,
You're
I'm
good?
It all sounds good.
Okay. Yeah, we just want to make sure that we answer all the questions if anyone has some. That as long as we are here. Starting date is next Thursday, same time as right now. So we are starting Thursdays because of, but we will decide once the group has established if there's a better day. So I'm flexible because I'm going to host the calls. And so I'm, whatever is the best for the group, but we definitely start next Thursday. And then depending on what the schedule is with everyone, we can definitely make changes, or we switch from one week to the other. That one day we have a morning call and the other one we have an evening call. So everyone has enough chance to even be live on calls. So is it daily? No. How much time? You can say about 5 hours per week. That is kind of what you need to do. So you need to be on the call or watch the call. Then you have to kind of digest it, maybe think, take some extra notes. It's always good to go through the recording a second time and take some extra notes, even though now that we are not doing most of the calls live, you can stop the recording and take your notes while you're actually listening to it, which I definitely recommend. And then there's the challenge activities, and that depends. So 1 week it might be only an hour, another week it might be a little bit more than 2 or 3 hours, just depends on what it is and how long it takes you. And so in general, I would say 5 hours per week that you should kind of consider taking. And so it's not that much, but you can definitely, what I did, I started to do a lot of research already during the course because I got so excited about it that I didn't want to stop learning. So, but it's just from the time is about 5 hours. How long the calls will be? We aim for about 90 minutes per call. But again, it is down also to the people that are on the call, because depending on the questions we have, and if we have to go a little bit deeper into something, it might be sometimes also a little bit longer, but we aim for about 90 minutes. But we are always accommodating the people that are on the calls and have questions. So we definitely don't say, okay, you have to wait now for a week or so. We try to answer all the questions on that call. Any other questions? Yeah, you can always, that is what Dr. Clint said, you can always, so you don't necessarily have to be on all of the calls. The calls are really good, particularly if you have questions, because then we can go through the questions and answer them right there. And then sometimes there's a follow-up question. And, but the recordings will be up on the day we have the call. And so you can actually watch them at your leisure whenever you want to. Again, then either if you are not live, or you can then rewatch it and then do the homework. So that's the flexible thing as well. So you have definitely, if you cannot be there, you just watch it whenever you can. It is sometimes a benefit if you can be on some of the calls. That's why I'm also saying maybe depending on if someone is working all the time in the morning, then we might have the odd evening call as well. So people can definitely also be at some point on some of the live calls. So they can also ask their questions live and we can answer them. So we try to accommodate. I'm pretty flexible with my time, so I try to do the best, what's the best for you.
She can touch her toes too. She's really flexible. Should see her dance.
So it will be at the same time as now. So for you, we started at 11, so that was 4 p.m. your time in UK. Even though next week it might be a little bit different because of the I think we are switching clocks here in the States this week. So I have to check what that is in your, hold on, we are actually jumping ahead. So then it will be, now I have to think, it might be 6 hours for a couple of weeks until the clocks in Europe change as well. But there's definitely a discrepancy at the moment. But normally it's about 5 hours. So it's either 4 or 5 next week for you. I have to check that. And yeah, so we will do it then. So as I say, it depends on who is there, when is a good time to do it. And so we are not going too late in the night. Yeah, exactly. March 10th, the clocks change, and I haven't quite worked it out yet for next week, what the time, what it is. And I still need to do it from the Sunday call as well, because we are changing already Saturday to Sunday. So Colin, I put again the link in the chat here. So that is the link where you can get all the information. And here I post again, right underneath that link, I post again the information for the price, and the code is AS, everything is capital, AS 100-day special, to give you the code. And if you, for whatever reason, it doesn't work, again, here my email is Cornelia@myancient, I should be able to spell it correctly, ancientsecrets.com. Yeah, Carol also said, yeah, you can, there should be some 3 dots somewhere where you can actually save the chat, and then you can actually save it to your computer with all the information. And so you should have everything for everyone who's signing up. So if we don't have any more questions, then I would say thank you very much for being here with me and with Carol. And thank you, Katie and Deborah Ann for sharing your powerful stories. Thank you, Elmar, for sharing your story, because that's very inspirational to see how life is guiding you to become part of that plan here, of this 100-day course. And so I'm really looking forward to seeing you, everyone who's signing up. I see you definitely next Thursday, Carol.
I just wanted to say a special welcome to Alexis that we met recently in Austin at Dr. Clint's Pulse Clinic. And I'm so excited to see her here, and so happy that, you know, she found us when she did. She's going through an incredibly difficult time in her life, and she's touched my heart in such deep ways. And I'm so grateful that we have this connection of love and support, and know that the Ancient Secrets community, especially Dr. Clint, is here for you during this difficult time, and we love you and we're with you.
Yes, Alexis, and I'm going to reach out to you as well.
Thank you, Carol.
I will send you all the information that you need. So, okay, everyone. So, for everyone who's new to the community, what we always do when we end our calls is we rub our hands together. This is part of our ritual, creating some energy between our hands, and then we just open our hands and we send all the energy and love and healing to everyone who is on the calls, and say normally also, I love you and I'm with you, because that is really what we are all about. We love you and we are really here for you.
We can also
So
do
if you-
that for ourselves. We take our hands together, we put them on our heart,
Yes,
and we take in all that love for ourselves as well.
definitely. It's all about self-love as well. And taking this course is really a step to really loving yourself, as we heard several times already. It really makes a big, big difference to acknowledge that taking good care of yourself is actually a good sign of loving yourself. And I guess with that, thank you everyone who's here and everyone who was watching on Facebook Live. And I will go over and put in the links over there as well, so everyone who is there can come back and have the links over there as well. Okay, I say namaste and namaskar. See you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.